a mobile app store shuts down, Spotify raises prices, and a debate over AI and art. This is MacVoices. MacVoices is supported by Incogni. Take your personal data back with Incogni. Get 60% off an annual plan at incogni.com/Chuck and use the code Chuck at checkout. Welcome to MacVoices. This is the talk of the Apple community, and I'm Chuck Joyner. Folks, this is MacVoices Live. It's Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, at least where I am, and it's 8 p.m. with time adjustments wherever everybody else is. We are here every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, and we have a lot of fun. We're glad you're here tonight. If you are here, and if you're watching this later, you should be here the next Tuesday that comes up on the calendar. And for everyone out there, we just got some breaking news just as we were starting the show that there is an Apple outage. So if your Apple TV is down, hopefully you found us instead. And boy, are you going to be in for a shock. We had a lot of things to talk about tonight, so let's just find out who's here before it gets any more off the rails than it did in pre-show. David Ginsburg is here, and for some reason, Dave is wearing orange, which seems to be very appropriate for the state of the show tonight. It's kind of an emergency. Dave, good to see you.
Well, I was waiting for you to make comments, and now you tell me. Yes, it's good to be here. What the heck? I like to be a little loud in my colors here. Glad to be here and looking for some crazy stuff tonight, I tell you.
Well, we've already had that, so
yeah, more to come.
Eric Bolden is here, and he's found another feathered friend that he has brought with him. Eric, good to have you. Who are you accompanied by tonight?
I thought today I would try for the red-bellied woodpecker.
Where's the red?
I don't make up the names. I can't see the colors. I just go with whatever they say they are.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, I don't know. On mine, it looks a little orange around the head, but that's,
Yeah, I figured they showed up. They were there. They said hi. That's close enough.
All right. Well, speaking of red belly, there's Mr. Marty Jencius in a bright red shirt. So, Marty, we don't have audio.
Yeah, bright red shirt. Just came from teaching, so it's been a long day. But I'm glad to be here. This is all good, all fine.
That's good. Well, this is your therapy session. So
yeah, it is.
Feel free to bring up anything that you need to talk about. Oh boy. Webb Bixby is here after a bit of an absence. Webb, it's great to have you back. Hope all is well. Unfortunately, the Chiefs are not going to be in the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, we knew that when you lose your last 6 games in a row, you got another plan.
Yeah.
So, and they lost their last 6 games. So, interesting fact. I should remember this. There were like 20 turnovers on the 4 football games on Saturday and Sunday, and all the teams that turned over lost. So anyway, there's your football fact for the day.
Good. I like it. I like it.
You do a turnover, you're going to lose.
Yeah. Well, it's certainly going to contribute. No question about it.
Yeah. Jeff, you can file that away. That's for you.
Hold on. I'm taking notes right now.
Yeah.
If you don't show up with turnovers, you're going to lose. Bring the pastries.
And the costumes.
And the costumes.
Chuck, it's good to be here. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Webb. And speaking of costumes, Jim Ray is here in his usual costume of a cap and a T-shirt.
And AirPods Max.
And AirPods Max.
And blame Canada.
Costume?
Well, uniform?
Blame Canada.
Okay.
Where did that come from?
Well,
that's from South Park.
South Park, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
They have a whole song about it.
I see.
it was an Academy Award, nominated for an Academy Award.
Yeah.
Well,
What?
last but not least, the gentleman who is looking forward to having his team in costume in the next round of the playoffs, Mr. Jeff Gamet. Jeff, good to have you.
It's great to be here, and I actually looking forward to you explaining to me what it is that I'm excited about.
Your home team,
Yes, your home team.
the Denver Broncos.
So the Broncos won something.
They did,
They're in the AFC Championship.
but they lost someone. So
It's, because of course they did. Okay, but good for them. All right. Yay, Broncos team.
go team.
Go team.
Oh, boy. Let's just move to tech, where at least everybody here knows what they're talking
No,
about.
I think people really want to hear me talk about sports and my take on the sports thing, and the winning thing with the sports thing. Also, the costumes. Okay, Chuck, take it away.
Yes, thank you, Jeff. So I'm throwing this throwing the first one of the evening into the chats now. Setapp has decided to close down their mobile iOS store, because of, quote, still evolving and complex business terms, which, I don't feel like this is a big surprise. I applaud Setapp for trying this, but the fact that it's still out there flapping around. The EU forced a lot of things, and Setapp decided to dive in head first. That's great. And Setapp, of course, is owned by MacPaw, but they are finding out that I'm projecting they're either not making money or things just got too complex, and they just decided it wasn't worth it. So sorry to see it go, because Setapp, the Mac version, is a fantastic product that every single person listening to this should subscribe to. But, the iOS thing just didn't work out. Was anybody here a subscriber?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I thought that was Europe only.
Europe only.
It is affecting Europe only. They do offer iOS apps in the Setapp store that work in conjunction with your Mac or with the App Store, where you could download it and then you just connect it to Setapp and you can have a licensed version without having to pay for it, because it's already part of the. But this was the European Union, where they were trying to explore into the alternate App Store that they could. They could jump on into, and then they're finding it's very difficult because of all the terms you have to follow with that.
So,
Jeff? Oh,
Chuck,
go
are you
ahead.
just asking if any of us were Setapp subscribers in general, or?
no, I meant for the iOS version, Jim. But
That's in the U.S. That's not a separate thing, is it? Isn't that just come
No.
with?
Right.
yeah,
It's an add-on in the U.S.
It's an add-on, but it doesn't. Right. It doesn't come with it. You have to buy it with the subscription.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
more money. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I
yeah.
just thought.
Jeff?
Okay. My hypothesis goes beyond it's complicated and all the stuff you've already said. I think the bigger problem is that people typically don't go to third-party app stores for their mobile device. iPhone users, they use the App Store. If you're using a Google phone, you're on Google Play. If you're using Samsung phone, you're probably on the Samsung App Store. And of course, there's exceptions to all of this. But I think generally speaking, people use the App Store that comes with their device, and that's it. I after seeing what MacPaw announced, I'm feeling more and more like the push for the third-party app stores really isn't a customer-based thing. This is coming from the other big players in the game, that they want to be able to do their own app store stuff, and from governments. I think end users They go path of least resistance, and that's good enough for them.
Jeff, I have to agree with you so much, and the more I've thought about this, the more it feels like, and I'll put something in the chat in a minute, but the more it feels like this is an echo chamber kind of thing or a legislative kind of thing. That it was Apple, the developers, and the legislators, and the customers just went, eh.
Yeah, there you go.
So I don't know. I'm going to save that other piece until later, until I can find it properly. But yeah, MacPaw is an amazing organization. I just saw them at CES. The interview has yet to be published, but it will come because they're doing so many great things. Clean My Mac is outstanding. And it's one of those companies that, yes, they have sponsored the show, but that's not why I'm talking about them. They've been around the Mac community a long time. And they're one of those companies that you almost can't help but have gotten to know for one product or the other. Anybody else with anything before we move on?
I've been a Setapp subscriber really probably since it started. And in fact, I found out about iMazing when it was on there. Then iMazing came off after a couple of years. So what do they describe it as? The Netflix of software. So I really like it. I use it a lot. I've played around on the iOS version, never really did anything of any substance because I'm pretty comfortable with the App Store on the iOS side. But anyway, it's a great service, or it's a great platform for experimenting with new software. So it's great. I like it. Go MacPaw. So
go MacPaw.
Now I could talk about Clean My Mac if you want to go down that path, but
I'll call you the next time I need a sponsor video.
Nothing bad.
Great tool.
Nothing bad.
Oh no,
yeah,
absolutely not. No. I mean, I could say a lot of things about what's great about it, but then we're way off track. So
yep.
Today's Mac Voices is supported by Incogni. Take back your personal data with Incogni. We live in a world where personal information is more accessible than ever, sometimes a little too accessible. Data brokers collect and sell your private details, your name, home address, phone number, even your browsing habits, without you ever knowing. That's where Incogni comes in. It works behind the scenes to remove your data from those databases, reducing your exposure to marketers, scammers, and anyone else who might use it without your consent. Your privacy should be yours to control. Take back your information with Incogni today. You sign up, give them permission to act on your behalf, and they go out and demand that data brokers delete your personal information. Incogni are also thorough, so they go after all kinds of data brokers, marketing firms, credit companies, people search sites, recruitment data brokers, any sort of medical or police information, you name it. If they've got your info, Incogni is coming for it. You're covered in all areas. And now they've introduced something huge, custom data removals. With their new unlimited plan, you can copy and paste any link where your info shows up on sites beyond their usual list, and their privacy team will work to get it taken down. Incogni's privacy experts actually go in and handle the removal manually, even from sites that are harder to deal with. It's like having a privacy SWAT team on speed dial. And best of all, you can cancel anytime, and they offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can get it completely risk-free. Right now, you can get 60% off an annual plan by going to Incogni.com and use the code CHUCK. That's Incogni.com/Chuck and use the code CHUCK at checkout. Right now, you can get 60% off an annual plan by going to Incogni.com/Chuck and use the code CHUCK. That's Incogni.com/Chuck and use the code CHUCK at checkout. Thanks to Incogni for supporting Mac Voices. Another third-party service that we're very familiar with is Spotify. And they are raising their rates. Again. And of course, customers are not happy about it. Apparently, the investors are, because the stock had a little bit of a bump when they did it. I just wonder how long. Are they testing the waters just to see how far they can go before they really screw up? And if they do screw up by raising it too much, will they get the subscribers back? and I know I've asked this before whenever a Spotify story comes up, but who here is a Spotify subscriber? Anybody?
Marty.
Yep.
Marty, will
Just
this push you away?
barely.
Or?
Oh yeah. I mean, just eat at me one little tit at a time. Yeah, I have been kind of looking at Apple Music. I'm trying to reduce sort of where my expenditures are, and this is a duplication that I'm going to wind up not needing. So I'm looking at my playlists on Spotify, trying to aggregate them and make them as functional as I can on Apple Music, and then I'm going to say goodbye to Spotify. There's a little dedication to Spotify for me because they also stream and launch my podcasts on their platform. So, but they're going to get the free side of me coming soon.
Marty, I guess the thing that I want to ask this group, I mean, when you look at what you can get with some of the Apple bundles, or the Apple One,
yeah,
that not only is it a great value, but depending on which services you actually use or how you figure it out, that can I'll make it a lot more affordable as opposed to just one significant charge per month for a service that, unless you just use it on a daily basis, it feels like there have to be better values out there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm seeing people in the Barry says in the chat room, I don't and will never subscribe to Spotify. Tell us how you really feel, Barry. The only reason I have a free account, is because of my wife's podcast for troubleshooting. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm the same. I have a free account because I want to manage my podcast too.
I think I still have a free account from way, way back when. I don't think it's been deactivated. I honestly don't remember the last time I logged into Spotify.
Yep.
And if I did, it was not to listen to music. It may have been to research something, but yeah. Jim, you have a thought?
Well, I believe, isn't Spotify known for having the lowest payments to musicians? So if they're increasing their prices, maybe that'd be reasonable if they were raising their reimbursement rates. I'm not hearing anything about that.
The articles I read didn't make any mention of that, Jim, that I recall, because that would have been, sort of an offset to this.
Yeah.
And I don't
doubt that's part of the plan.
I doubt it also, which is why I brought it up.
Yeah, and I wouldn't think that you would have seen the stock bump if the investors, because then it would have just been a pass through almost. So
I say this with snark, yet I'll say it anyhow. Gee, having to charge people more, does that mean that the bill they're paying for AI prompts to generate their own songs to give to people so they don't have to pay artists? Does that mean they're having to pay more for their AI slop?
I have no idea, Jeff. I have no idea.
Yeah, and I'm not implying that that's why they're raising the rates. I'm just tossing that out there.
So let me ask you this, and maybe I've missed it, but it seems like that, and maybe I'm being biased, so I'll say that up front, but it seems like the majority of the AI slop in music news that I've seen publicized has been from Spotify. I don't remember seeing any of that on, or much if any of that on Apple Music. The publicity part. I mean, I can't speak to, I haven't gone looking for it, but are they just better gatekeepers?
I don't know. I do know Spotify is generating a lot of their own music, so that when you want to listen to a specific genre or whatever it is you're listening to, instead of injecting music from actual human artists, or I guess legit artists, they're injecting a lot of their own content that's been crafted to sound like the genre you want. And presumably, at least some of that is AI generated. But the point is, they're diluting the streams with their own content, so they're paying even less to artists.
Jeff, I give you credit. I never thought about it exactly that way, as a way to pay less to artists because somebody's listening to something else that they don't have to pay for. Huh. Interesting.
Kind of insidious.
Yeah, and that assumes that's what's happening here. I mean, but which is worse? They're allowing the AI slop on there, or are they? Is there a plan here to do this? I don't know. Either way, it doesn't seem like it's a very good thing. Very admirable thing. So, but let's take that for a second. If it's AI generated, and this may be heresy, but if it's AI generated, is it bad if you like the song?
That's a question a lot of people are debating. It's like, if you see a graphic that's been created that's AI and you really like it, is that a problem?
And I can't say I've gone and tried it or tried to create something or heard anything that is within the spectrum of music that I like. But if I did, would it matter? To me, I don't think so. I mean, it would bum me out that maybe I can't hear more things from that artist, but somebody.
Again, that means you can hear lots more things from that artist.
Well, Jim, that's the point. But somewhere somebody had to input a prompt of some kind to get it to generate a piece of, let's just say, the music in question.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's some music I discovered on YouTube that I like, and I've actually been listening to it quite a bit. And I am not sure what it is. It doesn't say it's AI, but I'm suspicious. But like I say, I've been listening to it quite a bit, and it's like, I don't know. Should I feel bad about this? And if it is, dang, I'm pretty amazed that AI can do that. So it may not be. I don't know.
It's, for me, it's an issue of, is it preventing a new artist from being discovered and listened to because it was easier to put out the AI produced music? And is the AI produced music new? Or is it just, some mathematical repetition of something that already happened? So are we missing out on some new trend that hasn't happened yet?
Okay. Marty, I'm curious about your reaction to this conversation, especially since you've been one of the advocates for AI, at least here on the panel.
Yeah. Whatever trips your trigger, if something is that is AI generated that Jim likes, I mean, also you can think of some of the channels that they have on Apple Music. So there's like a chill channel, and there's a whole, and some of that is, some of that is then attributed to artists when things get played, but there's nothing saying that the artist is not digitally constructing that content, and that's what AI is doing, digitally constructing content. So, whatever pleases your ear. I don't think people go and think, oh, this must be good because it's coming from Bruce Springsteen, versus this is pleasing to my ear. Now, who is that? Or what is that that's creating it?
Jeff?
Oh, you want my hot take?
Yeah, I want your hot take.
Okay. AI generated music and AI generated graphics, images, not art. I firmly believe that for something to really be art, you have to have a human that, or an organic being, because I've seen some cool art that comes from cats and raccoons and dolphins. So let's say an organic thinking being creating whatever that is. That doesn't mean, though, that you can't enjoy what you're seeing or hearing that's been created artificially, and it doesn't mean that that people are always better at creating something. There's a lot of humans out there that are cranking out some pretty crappy stuff. But the bottom line is AI, not art, for me.
Okay, so how can you justify saying humans, cats, or whatever are, you would consider that art, but and I know I'm going to get in trouble but they're not cognitive. They're not doing it intentionally, unless you attribute what you're interpreting as music as their communication.
Well, like with cats and raccoons, give them paints, and they paint things. Now, are they intentionally creating art? If we anthropomorphize, the answer is no, because from our perspective, they can't perceive it in the same way we are, so they won't have the same intent we would have. Doesn't mean, though, that they aren't expressing themselves and creating art. It's just they're doing it in their way. Whereas if you have a server computer somewhere that's generating what it is that you're hearing or seeing, that intent that you spoke of, that's not there, because that's, and I'm using this term in a general sense, that's a human thing. It's not a thing that machines can replicate, at least not yet. I think we're a long way off from machines being able to replicate that actual true human element.
Boy, I didn't expect to be going down this road tonight, but here we are.
You let me in. You should expect everything.
Well, yeah. Jeff, I hear what you're saying, but I guess, I might argue that if I say tell ChatGPT that I want it to create a song in the style of the Beatles. It sounds like the Beatles, that deals with the topics that the Beatles wrote about. And, and let's get very specific on the White Album. And so isn't it going to try to mimic it? I mean, we're getting caught up in language, but it's more likely than not going to give me something that approaches that. Now, will it be as good? Will it be stupid? I have no idea. But
will it be as good or will it be stupid? That's a different thing.
I meant lyrically stupid, but
yeah. I mean, the point being, is it good? Is it as good as the Beatles? That's a different question. The point for me is that it wasn't a human that created it. Sure, you gave a prompt to the system, whatever that platform is, and then it generated the thing you wanted. But that still wasn't a human creating it. That was algorithms putting together information from things that people actually created. So,
Yeah, but
not art.
Take away the part about people creating it. Isn't that the same thing that Webb would do if we told him to compose something in the style of the Beatles? He would go back, listen to it, interpret it, and then try to deliver?
That's a different thing. So if
Why?
you have a computer do that, okay. A problem that I see cropping up a lot, and we get into a big philosophical discussion with it too. A computer is not a human brain. A computer does not work the same way as a human brain does. A computer cannot process things the way a human brain does, nor can it perceive things the way a human does. So when it creates something, it is not creating something as a human.
Okay.
It can still create something that mimics a Beatles song. It can do things. Okay, so like Marty, he is a genius with manipulating LLM systems and generating content. And like I distinctly remember, and somewhere in my hard drive, Marty, I still have the graphic that I offhanded said, "Hey, make me a cat with fireworks over San Francisco." And within a minute, you sent me a graphic. And it was like, holy crap, whatever you prompted, it worked and it was great. It doesn't mean the computer made art. What it means is that Marty is really fracking good at giving instructions to a machine to generate a piece of content that he requested. And that is a talent right there. But it doesn't mean the computer created art.
I have an idea we're going to be revisiting this a lot as we move forward because
You
the
think?
AI, the quote unquote AI slop thing is not going away. And this is only going to become more intense as things get better. And think about how good some of the deep fakes have gotten just in the last 6 months. I mean, I was looking at a couple of things that were posted to X this week, and they're obviously not accurate. And they're obviously not true. But darn, they looked pretty darn good. If they hadn't been so outrageous, you could have bought into it.
Sure. So Chuck, the big takeaway here is computers don't make art. But if you want a piece of content that looks the way you really, really want it to, ask Marty to do it for you because he's the master.
But
and then I'll
art,
sign
Marty.
it Jeff Gamet.
Yeah.
Right? You know, I should just email you a graphic of my signature so you can just put it on everything. We're going to get rich, Marty. We'll be the Spotify of art.
Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices Magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices, or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you Mac Voices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.